okay? We're good. We're good.
You made the cut. Clap. Now the real work begins. I'm not going to be clapping later on. I just want to welcome you guys to the 2015 4th Annual Dallas Economic Business Program. This is my first time here running this program. Most of you have heard my spiel before, but I live in New Orleans, and I cover the Dallas, Texas area. So this will be my territory going forward. So this is my first time running a Dallas program. So if my accent is too thick at times, to say, repeat that, what you just said, because you talk funny. I talk fast, I talk funny at times. So that's one reason why we have everything recorded, so you go back and play, what the hell he's talking about. So, you know what I'm saying. But I want to welcome you guys here. I'm excited about this class. We actually have 17 businesses in this class. I know I said I was going to do 15, but I lied. It's 17. Okay. With too many good businesses to turn away. I didn't feel because we only budgeted for 15 that would be fair to cut those final 2 who I think were worthy of the other 15. So we decided to go 17 businesses. Some of you guys have multiple owners in there, so that's why we have a larger room than 17. As I did mention before, businesses are welcome to bring their other owner if there is multiple ownership, but one person has to be the designee. So, as you, Ms. Martin, that's fine. I just need to know, let me know who will be the person that's responsible for coming for every class. That other owner, and even in some cases you might want to bring an employee, can come for a specific course that may be beneficial or pertinent to that specific person. That's fine. But one person has to be at every class. We started late today, we won't start late again. It's the first class. There's a lot of traffic here in Dallas. I left my hotel at 4:15 and got here at 4:45. So be aware of that. If you're gonna leave earlier than normal, leave earlier. I don't penalize for being late, but I keep track of being late. If you're late too many times, that's when I'm going to talk to you about making accommodations to be on time. If you're going to be late, just text me, let me know. Understand? I might get away for you because you're making your effort with traffic. But and I may not be here every class. I may have my manager come in some cases. You will have her contact info eventually. You can text her, let her know as well. Any questions before I get started? Any questions? Nothing. Okay. I want to introduce some of my partners who are here. This is a Capital One program, but this program cannot be done just by Capital One. We have partners, nonprofit partners who we partner with in every city to help us create meaningful and impactful programs in the cities in which we have branches. First, I want to recognize my guys from SCORE. Some of you may have met Mike Quigley already, but he's worked with SCORE, and he brought his partner in crime, Stan Booth. And Stan is actually going to be one of the instructors for a technology course, which is October.
2 weeks' time.
Yeah, that's only 2 weeks. It's October 3rd, I believe.
I have it in my.
2 months. Right. Mike, you want to say a few words about yourself and SCORE and Stan?
Right, just introduce you to SCORE. SCORE is an acronym for Service Corps of Retired Executives. We're primarily, all of our counselors are retired business owners or business executives. And we provide free, no-cost counseling to folks just like yourselves to help you build your business. SCORE last year celebrated its 50th anniversary as an affiliate with the Small Business Administration. I've got a few statistics here that I'm going to cheat sheet on, if you'll excuse me. In that 51 years, 13,000 SCORE volunteers out of 320 offices and counseled over 10 million people just like yourselves. So we've done a lot of good service for budding entrepreneurs all over the country. We've been associated with Capital One Bank now for 4 years. Thoroughly enjoyed the association, and especially the association with the participants in the programs. We look forward to helping you build your business. I would like for any of you that have a particular need in your business, to come see me after the meeting and let me know. Our counselors are broad-based business people. They can help you in a lot of areas. If you have a particular need, like marketing maybe, we have marketing specialists, and we'll team up and help you in that area. If you have an accounting need, we have accountants, no problem. But for just general business purposes and helping you out in all facets of your business, all of our counselors can help. Any questions? I want to give everyone a business card before you leave, so if you have a question about SCORE, contact me. If you have a problem or a question with your counselor that's assigned to you, contact me. Okay? Yes?
What is the difference between SCORE and like the advice that you receive from like the Small Business Administration?
I'm sorry.
What is the difference between SCORE and like the Small Business Administration with the Chamber of Commerce that gives you help and support?
Well, we're an affiliate of the Small Business Administration. Because if you call the SBA and have questions about starting a business, they would probably refer you to SCORE to get some one-on-one counseling to help you develop a business plan. And once you get to that point, then possibly go back to the SBA and consider some funding. Any other questions?
Will we contact you if we want to help in a specific area? Will we contact you like you want to help?
So tell me to see you.
Yeah.
That'll help us assign the right counselor to your specific company. Okay? Any other questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. SCORE's job in this program is to be instructors as well as mentors in the program. What Mike is talking about, he wants you to evaluate your own business. No one knows your business better than you. If you think you need help in marketing, you think you need help with cash flow management, you need help in credit management, if you need help in payroll processing, wherever you think you have a gap, and it could be multiple areas where you have a need. Think of that and be able to articulate that to Mike before the end of today. His job is to assign you a mentor who will work with you during that 7-month period. It could be two. It could be someone from SCORE. It could be someone from the Small Business Development Center. There's no one here today from the SBDC, but the SBDC and SCORE, the Small Business Development Center, will act as mentors of you guys through this program for the next 7 months. Okay, so whatever it is your gap, it could be specific to your industry. They may have someone on staff who has worked in the industry before to help you in that industry. So it's our job to help you grow your business. So wherever you have a need, let us know, and then Mike will work with you to assign somebody, whether it's marketing, branding, social media, anything like that. Accounting and QuickBooks. Could be all of the above. But you're going to learn a lot of that stuff during that 7-month period. If there's one thing specifically you need more information on, you want more knowledge on, that the SCORE mentor, the SBDC mentor can help you with that. Okay. Next, I have Miss Desiree.
Hello.
She's with Venture Walk. She's come with me. She's from New Orleans. She's here. She's gonna be your business pitch coach. She's gonna talk the second half of the class. I'm gonna talk the first half. So I'll let you talk more about who you are, what you're gonna do in your time. Okay, Desiree. Lucas Martin from BCL. You all know Paul. Paul had a change. This is Paul now. I'm just kidding. Paul's out of town. Paul's in Philadelphia. And this, Paul asked one of his colleagues to come in and help us out. This is Lucas. He may be with us most of the time, as well as Paul, the duration of the program. Thank you, Lucas. Anything you want to say about BCL, or you good?
Just I gave some people the intake form that's through the city of Dallas. So if you haven't filled it out with your application or tonight, please fill it out and give it back to me by the end of the night. Thank you.
Right. Some of you guys have paperwork. Just make sure it's back to Lucas by the end of this class. From Capital One is Mr. Leon Burchard Jr. Yes, sir.
How y'all doing?
He's a branch manager at the Gaston.
Gaston and Haskell, the closest branch to the southern sector, just right over here on the other side of 30 now. So what our role is just to help you with the finances on the day-to-day banking part of it. A representative, myself or my bankers, Manuel or Luke, will be here for every meeting that you have over the next 7 months to be able to support you in the best way that we can. So please don't hesitate. I'll supply my card. Manuel will be here shortly to supply his. So don't hesitate to reach out to us and ask us any questions in the event that these guys aren't available. Then we'll try to be a conduit between y'all and try and get you the best answer to your question at that point.
As I mentioned before, everyone in this program will be required to open up a Capital One savings account. It's a free savings account, but it has to be opened before you come to the next class in 2 weeks. I'm going to email you guys. I'm going to ask for your account numbers. I can't specifically ask for an account number in email. It won't go through because it's just security protected within Capital One. But when I ask you for your bank info, I'm asking for your account number and your name so I can keep track of everyone's account going forward. I'll get it from Leon as well, but I want to make sure you guys have your account open before the next class. You get 2 weeks from the day to open up a savings account. The best way is to contact Leon or the other guys coming, Manuel, and they can, and they've advised their bankers on the process. It's a free account, it's a free savings account. There's no benefit to the bank. It's just that everyone will be required to save monies during the 7-month period. And of course, the money is matched at the completion of the program 2 to 1. So if you save 1,000, I'll match that with a check for 2,000 at completion of the program. But if I don't have your account number, I can't deposit that money into your account at the end of the program. So I need to keep track of everyone's account. I'm not going to take money out of it. Can't do that. Maybe I have to Leon about that. Maybe, but I'm not going to take money out of it. I just want it for tracking purposes only. Okay. That's all my partners have here. Okay. At this point, I want everyone to do their little 1-minute commercial and tell me who you are, what you're doing, what you want to gain out of this program. You've met some of my partners. I want them to meet you. You will learn more and more about speaking about your business, but I would like for you guys to at least tell me your name, tell me the name of your business, tell me how long you've been in business, a little bit about your business, and what you think you need to learn out of this program. But I want a commercial that's going to take 10 minutes long. I want it less than 60 seconds. Take too long, cut you off. Start right here.
Okay, I'm a owner of Hot Heels. I have online right now women's shoes from flats, pumps, the whole nine. What I'm looking to gain is more like a little bit of everything. More big focus on marketing, branding, getting my name out there, and also cash flow, how I can do things a little better if I'm doing it the most efficient or not. And I've been in business for about a year.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is LaDrina Jones, and I own Brook & Jones Legal Services. And basically what I provide is legal services for individuals that cannot afford an attorney. Of course, the areas of law are limited to my knowledge. And also I provide services to attorneys that cannot afford to have a paralegal on a daily basis, so it's on an as-needed basis. I also do intern work for attorneys as well to learn more about, for free, what about the law is, that way I can expand my business in that area. And basically I'm looking for any and everything I can learn and put towards my business. Thank you.
Martin, Mr. Battles, and the business is BEB Lawn Care and Landscaping, LLC. We started out in 2003 as a DBA and recently converted to an LLC. We're looking for just about every form of information that we can get to get our business kicked off. He's trying to do a full-scale landscaping. And so we're moving from residential to commercial city projects.
Hi, my name is Elisa Williams. My company is Brooklyn Laser. It's a medical spa. We provide laser hair removal treatments. And in this program, I'm just learning I want to learn how to get my company out there, get employees where we can just have a normal work day without any
My name is April Griffin. I'm the owner of Blue Jay Boutique. I'm a mobile full service salon. I make earrings, I do styling, I do about almost anything when it comes to the beauty industry. I'm a licensed instructor, so I also teach and I do classes. To learn out of this class, just anything, the knowledge. I think when you stop learning, then you stop growing. So I'm just eager to learn. I've been in business about 4 years. I've been operating businesses for years. I'm ready to be in business.
My name is Rachel Wingfield, and I'm an independent hairstylist in a family salon. I go by Mackenzie Ray. I'm seeking the capital to increase services and different products, and also want to get the education as far as marketing and branding in order to gain more clientele.
Hey, my name is Letitia Carter. I'm the owner of Euphoria Bridal Boutique. I currently offer wedding, prom, pageant wear, and I also do tuxedo rentals. I'm an authorized retailer of Allure, Gems Formal Wear, and Eden Bridal. What I hope to gain out of this class is how to not be the only one handling the business and to be able to hire some staff and to be able to expand my business. I've been in business about a year now.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Lakeisha Montgomery, and I actually work as a hairstylist. I'm an independent hairstylist as well as an instructor. I've been in business for 24 years now, and what I'm looking to gain is really more knowledge about banking, marketing, branding, anything that you have to offer for me, because I've done this for so long, but I've only done it my way, and I really want to know the right way of doing it. So that's basically what I'm here for, and I hope I gain those things by being here.
Hello, everybody. My name is Leah White, here from Dallas. And my company is called Cutie Pies. We have a manufacturing center in Oak Cliff. We provide desserts for restaurants and gas stations or stores who don't even want to bake their own desserts or just want to add another product on their shelf. I've been in business actually having a store for 2 years, but been baking for 8 years in total out of my home. And what I plan to gain from this class is how to franchise my business and make it a turnkey operation, so that way it won't be so much on myself, and I can expand my business by having other people to help.
Hi everyone, my name is Rochelle Glover, and I have a company called Majestic Money Management. I quit corporate America 4 years ago to start my company, and I teach faith-based financial education. And I call myself the new Dave Ramsey. So I love what he does, but I think I do it better because we need to understand why we buy what we buy, and once we know that, we'll stop buying and start saving. So that's what I do.
What's going on, guys? My name is Armando Laredo. I was working on my elevator speech. I run a business based on conceptualizing and executing my client's vision for their brand. I specialize in design and animation, and I've been doing it for about 2 years professionally, probably 3 to 5 years just studying as a student. And I'm hoping to gain knowledge about cash flow, of how to set prices for small business, medium business, and big business with high quality in mind, high quality design and animation.
Hello, my name is Jasmine Jernigan. The name of my business is Aesthetic Innovations. It is a creative design firm that I formed in 2008. We offer graphic design, photography, as well as website design services. And what I'm looking to get out of this course is to learn more about building capital, finances, cash flow, as well as team building and bringing new team members on, and how to manage that better and smoother.
Hello everyone, my name is Aquanda Spencer. I have a medical spa called Spa Navy True, and I focus on doing various services more on the dermatological side. And I have been in business for 3 years now, but the last year has been on my own for the first time. And I'm here just to learn how to grow my business with marketing and learning how to do better job with my accounts.
My
My name is Andre Sisman. I run a music school in specializing in younger kids for flute, piano, violin, and it's our second year in operation, so we're looking forward to growing. We have difficulty with HR and accounting, so that's our more.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Eva Taylor Jones, and this is Mr.
Forgot his name?
No, let him know.
No, say-
Say, look at him. I mean, you would think I'm talking about.
You know, you try to get me in trouble.
It's all the time.
We're the co-owners of Eagles House of Barbecue. What we are trying to do and get out of this course is how to move to the next level of business. We've been doing this for 8 years, and now it's time to move on.
Anything else you want to add? That's it?
Well, he's covered exactly what it is that we expect to get out of the
Okay.
program.
Gotcha.
Expansion, franchise, and I've heard everything. I think I've heard a little bit of everything I need to come out of everybody. I'm like, yeah. So it's all good. I'm at the right place.
You're at the right place,
Yeah.
okay. Good. All right, in front of all you, you should have a binder. That's your Bible for this program. The binder should come with you in every class. You should keep that binder with you for every class. In your binder, you have the curriculum with the dates from now to the end of the program of every course that's going to be taught over the next 7 to 8 month period. Put those dates in your calendar, in your phone, on your wall, right on your hand, but make sure those dates are locked. So we won't have any issues with attendance going forward. You know way ahead of time what's going to be taught. I'm not going to go over each and every class. You can look at the syllabus and see what's going to be taught and see how the class is structured. If you have a question later on about a certain class, feel free. We have three instructors here today. Mr. Booth is going to teach the technology class. Mr. Quigley, you're teaching the... I'm not teaching. Okay, that's right. That's Ken teaching. All right. So if you have a question about technology, Mr. Booth is here if you want to talk to him. But otherwise, the syllabus is there. Also, there is a form that has all the contact information of the major players of the program, which is myself, Mr. Paul Randall, Mr. Mike Quigley, and Desiree Young. That's all of our contact information. The preferred form of contact is through email with me, telephone, and text. Okay? There's no reason someone should not be reached for any type of issue you may have. You have everyone's information there. I even may have given y'all Desiree's Facebook page or LinkedIn page and all her contact information. I gave you everything. So if you can't find me, you can find Desiree. Desiree can find me. Y'all got everybody's information. No excuses. There's one page today that gets returned to me. On your application, everyone was required to electronically sign what is in your folder. There's a copy for you, there's a copy for me. I need you to manually sign it tonight. You copied it, you signed it electronically on your application, but this is just the basic agreeing of the terms and the intellectual property. One you keep and one you sign and give to me. There should be two. There should be another one back here somewhere. But the main things I want to go over are the program dismissal issues. Excessive tardiness, 3 or more times. First 10 minutes, I don't consider you tardy. That's just normal. People running late. After 10 minutes is when I consider someone tardy. Okay? Missing more than one scheduled class. I really allow 0 absences. But things happen. If you have to miss because you have something to do with work, you got a big show, you got to provide food or whatever, and big contract, you can't pass it up. Let me know. Just don't miss class without letting me know. If there's something frivolous, you know, like a birthday party or something like that. That's not a good reason. Now you're not even leaving early for a birthday party, as Miss Eva Hospital, if you want to do that. It's not a good reason. All right? This is your business. This is serious. Usually you pay money for classes like this. Usually there's a tuition, there's a cost, there's a fee. This is totally free to you. And like I said before, if anything, I'm paying you to be part of this program. This is the only class or course you can take that not only is free, but you get matched monies upon completion of the program. If you know one out there like that, raise your hand, tell me about it, because I don't know another one out there. So if I'm going to pay you to be part of this program, you're going to follow the rules of the program. And my biggest pet peeve is attendance and being on time. Dallas traffic is something. So just keep in mind the traffic might be a little bit earlier. The first 10 minutes, I don't consider you late. After 10 minutes is when I consider you late. Okay? Any questions about that? Any questions? A little clear. What? Raise your hand. Not meeting with your SCORE or SBDC advisor at least once a month, actually twice a month. One can be in, the very first or second meeting needs to be in person. The very first or second meeting with your mentor needs to be in person. Subsequent meetings can be over the phone, but you get better feedback in person. But you can meet over the phone. The meetings can be at your office, at an office where he designates, at a coffee shop, wherever. Whatever's convenient for the two of you. And there's no, you can arrange to meet a half hour before class. You can meet here. You can arrange to meet after class. Or your mentor may come and meet you at this class, whatever. But you guys got to meet with your mentor. I track everything. I track tardiness, absences, meetings with mentors, test scores, which I'll talk about later. And I have a spreadsheet that tracks all activity. And at the end of that program, at the end of the program, I have a score. And based upon your mentor meetings, your attendance, your tardiness, your test scores, whatever, whoever scores the best, I have a prize for you. Never know. Depends upon who it is. No, so I mean, everything we do in this program is incentive-based. You save money, I match your savings. I mentioned there's a business plan, a business pitch, and orientation. You present those pitches and presentations. There's money behind that as well. You know, what better way to incent you but to give you cash? If you want me to give you anything else, let me know. But I think cash is what motivates everyone. Because you need capital to grow your business, correct? Refusal or inability to open a new Capital One small business savings account by next class. They slap you on the wrist if you don't have it by next class. But if you don't have it by a month from now, don't come back.
I have a question. How much is you need to put in to open?
$50 minimum. $50 minimum. Okay? And the reason why that's there is because everyone may not qualify for a savings account. In previous classes, I had individuals who have had issues with other banks where they didn't pay their obligations. You know, Capital One did not allow them to open a savings account, or they didn't allow them to open it until that was rectified. If that's the case, get it resolved, open your account. You have 2 weeks, possibly 4, to get it done. I had a case just in New Orleans last week where someone opened up an account. But 3 months later, my fraud department flagged her Social Security number because she did fraud at another bank. And she was cut from the program because they closed her savings account. You have to have a savings account to be part of the program. Okay? They didn't want to think there's any issues. Yeah, I did fraud. I don't want you to raise your hand, but if you have any issues that you think, just rectify it if you can, so that you can open up a savings account.
Will Capital One bring the applications in, or we need to?
You don't do off-site open application, you have to go to the branch. Can't do it by phone, can't do it here. Correct, Leon? Correct. Correct, you have to go to the branch. Okay, branch. Right, preferably Leon's branch.
Yes.
Gas in that house.
What if you don't have any money?
You everybody gonna come?
I didn't say I did, I
Right.
said, well, here.
You concern about everybody else, not you. You're looking out for your kids, your partners, your people.
Got to look out for my people, man.
Got to look out for them.
Yeah.
You got, start saving with $1 a day. $1 side, you open that, you open it with 50, you got 50 days to open that account. You don't have the money, all right?
Which account do we, is it supposed to be a personal
This is
savings?
business savings account.
Okay. And what's the name, cause they have different business accounts.
I don't know, but any kind of.
So it's gonna be, for business savings account, we only have one, it's just business savings.
Right. I think essential is a.
Everything else that has a different name is basically personal.
Right, it's personal, but.
Business checking accounts, there's like 3, 4
Right,
for checking
savings is
accounts.
limited.
But for this class, we're just gonna start with the business savings, and we'll progress and talk about the rest as we learn about your account and develop that relationship.
Right. The last bullet I have is any misrepresentation of oneself or business, no matter at what time it's discovered. So, find out that you're not who you say you are, you're not a business owner, you don't sell barbecue, you sell Italian food, you lie to me, I can throw you out for that, all right? Real. What y'all specialize in. Also in your folder is one of Desiree's sheets that's going to outline the pitch dates. She will speak more to that as well, but make sure you have the virtual walk sheet that outlines the pitch dates, deadline. So she'll go over that at the next half of the class. I mentioned the mentors and 2 meetings per month already, so I'll go over that more. There's a section with tabs. As I mentioned, we have different courses. If you get hard copies, it's just encouraging that you put that in your binders. You keep everything in one place. That way you can build a business Bible with all the different lectures and courses that are going on for the next 7 months. So and of course, that's not enough to answer all of them, but starting. Not everybody. Cell phones. Cell phones go silent during class. When folks checking their cell phone and text messages to see what's going on in the outside world. When you're here, give your attention to the instructor. We always have breaks. A break, usually at the 7 to 9 o'clock, or 6:59, 7 o'clock time slot. We allow folks a 10-minute break to use the restroom, check their cell phone, move their car, all that kind of stuff. All right. Tablet, cell phone, pay attention. Bathrooms. I'm over the bathroom. You've been to the restroom.
Yeah, right down the hall to your right,
Okay.
not far.
All right, this is not grade school. If you gotta go, get up and go. I don't want anybody squirming in their chair. If you gotta get up and get something to eat during class, that's fine. We're all adults. It's like college. I don't expect you to sit in your seat the whole time. If you're hungry, you want something to eat during class, get seconds. Choose your first, get first. You gotta go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. Very relaxed environment. Once you think this is so structured where you can't get to a restaurant. Okay? The information could be so good you don't want to leave, but you gotta get up and go. You don't want anybody, I got a sheet I'm gonna pass out. It's an Excel spreadsheet of what I have as your contact information. If I have any misspellings, any phone numbers wrong, correct it, get it back to me. I will send that to everyone electronically next week. And I'll give you guys a hard copy next class so that y'all can have each other's contact info as well. Okay, if there's something that you don't want anybody to have, just one phone number, whatever, scratch it out. I need 2 numbers just to make sure I can reach you guys. If you only have 1 number, that's fine. But I'll pass the sheet around, make sure that what I have is accurate as far as, I guess, emails. Where's your email bounce back every time? I don't know why.
Mine?
Yours, yes. I don't know
Oh,
why.
is it the
forward your Brown Boutique email.
Oh, really?
It bounces back every time. The other one I have works.
Okay.
But maybe I misspelled it, you just check it out.
Okay.
But if anything else you guys want to add to it, please add to it. I want to make sure I have the most best accurate information. One sheet. And please, no grease on my sheet. This morning. All right? Grease. I got grease on my sign-in sheet for somebody. I want no grease on that sheet. Dry those fingers first. All right. Anybody have any questions of me?
I have a question.
Yes.
The sheet that he was passing out, I don't know if.
Did you fill that in orientation?
I don't remember that.
He ran out of a couple
I didn't really look at
sheets.
it, but I
Well,
don't remember filling
Lucas
out
will give you
anything
another
like
one.
that.
If you think you didn't, Lucas can give you another sheet to fill out. But most of you guys, the guy at orientation, and I know Paul did run out. So if you think you did not fill it out, Lucas, I don't know over here. Thought you guys meant to fill it out, right? Yeah. How you doing? Your name?
Eduardo.
Eduardo. Okay, you look different, Eduardo.
Oh, yes, I'm a partner.
Oh, you're not Eduardo?
Yeah, he was not able to.
Okay, we'll talk. Okay, we're about to go to break, so we'll talk. That's your seat right there.
Thank you.
Okay. Any questions? Any questions? We'll be here all day. So if you have a question, ask me. At this time, we'll take a break, 10-minute break, and then Desiree will come on and do the business pitch. Like we all I know this. We got a party to go to, the dream got somewhere to go to. So, Desiree, floor is yours.
Thank you. How are you guys doing?
Good.
Good. I am so excited to be here. I cannot even tell you. My name is Desiree Young. As Mark mentioned, I'll be acting as your kitchen presentation coach. I too am from New Orleans. However, you may not hear that in my speaking. I've lived in a couple different places, including outside of this country. But if you get me in the right place, I'm talking like in front of some crawfish, some catfish, you will hear the New Orleans come out. Okay, you hear what I'm talking about? Because it will come out. It will come out, right? Right? Most people like, I don't hear it. I hear like Northeast. Yeah, there's a little of that too. But I'm so excited to be here. As Mark mentioned, what Capital One has done is really an interesting approach. Obviously, you all are going to be paired up with SCORE mentors to be able to talk through and really think about what your growth opportunity is for your business. You will be here every other week over several months, learning from subject matter experts on different areas, from HR to accounting to marketing. You likewise have this savings match and a real relationship with the bank, which is a huge thing. Trust me, working with business owners, being a business owner myself, there's a difference between an account and a relationship. And so I want to encourage you guys to make sure you see Leon, Mr. Emmanuel, make sure you're there. But additionally, what they've done is allowed this part of the program as well, which is this pitch and presentation preparation. Don't say that really fast a lot of times. And what we're going to be doing together, ladies and gentlemen, is literally talking about how you talk about your business. That's the essence, right? But I really want to get into why this is really important. And before I kind of tell you, because a lot of my role as a coach is not so much to give you information, it's really a lot of times to extract information. Why for you is the concept of pitching and talking about your business so important? I'm just curious. What have you run into up to this point? Why is it important?
Your business is your business.
Yeah.
The way you present yourself is your business.
It really is, right? I mean, you are your first business card, your first logo. You're it, okay? Even online, although we kind of hide in social media. I'm on there, but I'm not always on there. You got to have the presence. But the truth is, people are looking for the consistency. So what I'm saying there, when I show up, they want to make sure, yes, this is the same person I saw online. This is the same person I read about. They're looking for some kind of congruence. And the big part around that, I believe, is your pitch. Your pitch actually is the thread that should weave every part of your marketing and sales material. The challenge is most of us start with the material, right? We kind of say, I need brochures. right? I need a website. I know I need to be on Facebook. I've heard about this LinkedIn. But then we get on these platforms and we have no idea what to say, right? And you see all the cat videos. You know what I'm talking about, right? I mean, now I'm a dog lover, so I do love the dog videos. The cat videos I can do without. But what does that have to do with building a business? And so the question is, for each of you, we will be developing just what it is that you do, who it is that you do it for, and how you're different. Okay, and I'll say that again. What you do, who you serve, and how you're different. And I also heard, I know we've got a couple of industries, similar industries here. The big deal around being able to pitch is so that you never again are confused with someone else, right? When people talk to you and you use what I call a naked title, and this is what I mean. I'm a CPA, I'm a stylist, I'm a boutique owner. When you use a naked title, they then say, oh, you're like so-and-so, but they're listening for something different. They're listening for, well, why would I patronize you over someone else? Or, and I hate this one, but I know you've seen it before, especially my service-based businesses, they're like, well, how much do you charge? Because they're trying to compare you, right? Have you heard that? The reason they're doing that, ladies and gentlemen, is because we have not talked about how we're different enough. Because at the point you really do give a true competitive advantage, you no longer are being compared to. You're contrasted, right? And that is what makes the difference between the person that kind of sort of seems to present or give a $10 an hour job and one that does more like a $100 to $250 an hour job. It is about the perception and the value that you've communicated. And that is what we're going to be doing in the midst of our weeks and months together. Now, this is really for a lot of different reasons. Obviously, it is going to be paramount for you guys to develop your own marketing material and your own sales and selling approach. As I mentioned, this is going to be embedded within everything you communicate and everywhere you communicate. But the other side of it, as we kind of roll on over the weeks, is that it's going to go from your introduction of who you are into your ability to pitch someone for funding. And that is a very different animal. I believe there are 3 types of pitches, and we're going to touch on all of them, but we're going to really sink into one. I believe that there's first and foremost the sales pitch, right? We have all been pitched. How many, you get the phone calls, you think it's someone you know, and you don't look at the ID and you answer it, and all of a sudden you hear, do you have a minute? And you're like, oh, they got me, right? The telemarketers, you know who they are. Every now and then I like to be nice to them, because sometimes I'm the one doing like a lot of marketing research, right? So I'm like, all right, I'll be nice, we'll pay it forward. And then I get upset because I'm like, this is the worst pitch ever. Like, I want to start teaching them because I'm thinking, you really are not doing well right now. Like, I don't want to buy this because I'm just upset with you because you are not selling me. This is horrible. And so, we usually get on some other conversation if they really want to listen.
Well, you hear them scripted. You can tell them they're reading.
You can. Oh. And they haven't asked me a single question. They're asking, about cat litter. It's like, I'm a dog person. You didn't ask first, right? So that is really the first piece. That is one type of pitch, the sales pitch. It is the pitch that gets people to really want to buy from you. And their biggest question is, why would I buy from you right now? The second type of pitch is a funding pitch. And this is the stuff, how many of you have seen Shark Tank? I mean, if you haven't seen it, you've heard of it, right? Yeah. You've got the sharks and people are going up there and they're going to make them millionaires, right? Sometimes. But the big deal, ladies and gentlemen, is that in real life and in real business, we really are pitching often, right, for funding. Sometimes it is in the traditional way, in working with banks and bankers, or even in the non-traditional way, like CDFIs, which are community development financial institutions. Sometimes it is pitch contests. There are more contests now than there have ever been all over the country. And many people have adopted that as part of their actual business strategy. Now, I have some thoughts around that. I won't get on the soapbox tonight, but it is something that exists for people to get funding. And of course, there's the other piece, which I know my bankers in the room will say, it's the F's, right? The family, the friends, the fools that you need and want to invest in you. You guys know about them, right? And it's all about asking for money. It is the ask. There is a way to do this, and we are going to really delve into how this is done. Whether you're looking for funding right now or not is not the main point. but I want to make sure that you're walking away with understanding how to talk to who I call the money people. So that's the second type of pitch. And the third is the elevator pitch. It's really what you guys did when we first opened up, right? It's that 60 to 90 minute of just introducing who you are. And we're gonna start with that because the way I teach pitching is that every type of pitch, be it sales or funding, has the elevator speech or elevator pitch embedded in it. So we've gotta get that part right. And that's where we're going to start. So I wanna talk a little bit, so I want you to pull out those sheets that Mark so nicely photocopied and got for you guys. I want to talk a little bit through what's going to happen. You're going to hear more from me, but I want to get into a little bit of the detail just to give you guys a precursor. Obviously tonight I'm talking a little bit about the program itself, and we're going to do a little bit of an exercise so I can learn more about you. But this is going to be a combination of both video learning for you, we're going to have one-on-one time, and you'll have assignments. And honestly, you can take advantage of as much of this as you like. I will absolutely be working with you at your pace, but the big deal is that you are getting the biggest part, and I'm glad I heard this from all of you, you are getting all of what you want to get from it. So in other words, the video lessons are lessons that I've created that are based off of these pieces and parts, right? I don't believe in eating the elephant in one sitting. I tried, but I don't. But it's one bite at a time. And that's the idea. So this will be available for you. You'll be getting all of the information on how to access these things. They're very short, 15 to 20 minutes maximum. I hope they're entertaining enough or keep you awake long enough to get through them. And then there are assignments that you'll be able to submit to me. Because I want to make sure we're really kind of keeping up with where you're going, how you're developing this pitch in these different sections. And once again, this isn't about homework. Honest to goodness, it isn't. I want you guys to really see it as this investment piece, right? Most of you have been, I know, at a networking social or any kind of social function, and you've been hemmed up in the corner by someone and you're just trying to think of how to escape. You know what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm talking about, right? Yes, yes. And you're the one looking for the nearest exit, the chicken, wine, whatever. You looking for someone you know, someone you don't even know, and you're like, Mike, remember me? Excuse me. Remember me, right? I don't want you guys to ever be that person. Ever to be that person. And so that is why the assignments and all of these pieces are embedded in this. And finally, you will absolutely have one-on-one time with me where we will literally be combing through both the content, as in what you're saying, as well as the delivery. Because some of you will find yourselves in person needing to really get this information out. And as Mark mentioned, there is an actual pitch and business plan presentation at the end of this program. So I want you guys to see this as more than just the deliverable here inside of Getting Down to Business. This is something I know, because we've seen this in the past, you're going to be able to put into practice right away. You'll be able to pull it out and pull it through all facets of business, whether you're talking to potential clients, potential people to hire, potential people to fund you. This is really going to kind of match all of those parts. And like I mentioned, this program is amazing in being able to layer all of these pieces on top of it. So you guys see the schedule here. The schedule will probably change, but at least you have a good outline of just what we'll be doing, what it'll look like. I have your contact information, and the first thing you'll be getting from me is really kind of this initial, I want to kind of get to know you. We're going to have a basic conversation, 20 minutes, so I can learn more about what your aspirations are, where you're thinking with your business. And as you work with your mentors, that's going to get even clearer. And then we'll kind of move into, well, let's talk about how you're introducing your business. Then we'll move into, let's now formulate it based off of funding for this growth opportunity you talked about with your mentor. And finally, let's talk about how you're presenting yourself to make sure it is compelling, it's clear, it's concise, and it's convincing. So that's a little bit about what I have on tap. And as I mentioned, I'm so excited. This is absolutely my favorite area that I get to work in. I didn't mention this, but I will now. I've owned my own business for 11 years now, founder of Venture Walk. Honestly, I did not think I would be in business because I think entrepreneurs are crazy. I really do. You're crazy. Tell the truth. You are. You are. It's okay. We're all now. We're all in the same club. I actually was an engineer in my former life. I was a mechanical engineer, and I worked in the manufacturing industry and learned really quickly after getting an assignment from the marketing department for this brand new 2.5-gallon jug. It was square. And my role as a packaging mechanical engineer was to design an entire line that would sleeve it and fill it. Well, 3 months later of being in this position, my supervisor, I found him at 2 a.m. in the morning, because we had been there for weeks trying to get this thing going. I found him on the floor sobbing. He was a grown man. Sobbing. And I thought to myself, why am I here? I'm not sure if I chose the right profession. My supervisor is crying on the floor, and I'm just hoping that I will have a job by next week, right? You know, I mean, we were really concerned. We got through that, thankfully. But for me, I realized, as much as I love working with the pumps and the tanks, and I was climbing tanks, into tanks, on top of tanks, getting pumps up and running, I realized that I love the relationship between the people and getting the equipment to work much more than the equipment. And that's exactly what I do in my business. I work with business owners and their relationship with their business. And my greatest goal is to empower business owners to be the best marketers and managers of their messages. So naturally, I do that with amazing programs like this one. I work with clients one-on-one. And also, in this case and other cases, I have my own programs that fit within existing client-based programs that work with business owners like yourselves. So I'm super excited to be a part of this. So I've talked a little bit about myself, I talked about the program, and I want to get to know you in a very different way. One of the things that I believe around pitching is that this is about being yourself, right? It really is. It's about being your best self. And when it comes to pitching or talking or speaking or presenting, people often think of other people, right? Who are some great presenters you can think of right away? People you believe are great, even interviewers, talkers. Who do you think of? Cynthia?
Darren Hardy.
Darren Hardy, who's that?
The interviewer for Success Magazine.
Oh, got it. Terrific. Okay. Who else?
Fallon. Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon? Yeah, he's got a knack for it, doesn't he? Well, and he uses the natural kind of humor. He can do it, he gets away with it. Although it's not always funny, but you laugh anyway. Yeah. Right?
Right.
Who else? Who else?
Les Brown.
Les Brown. Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, creme de la creme of motivation, right? Anyone else?
Anyone? Oprah. Oprah. I would say Oprah Winfrey.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Everybody loves
Leo,
Oprah.
I mean, you know.
It's a world of ours.
Right.
Yeah, she really
Yeah.
is. She is, right? I mean, does anyone not have Oprah on their vision board, right? I mean, I'm gonna meet Oprah. So we already can identify with people we believe are great presenters and speakers and talkers. But oftentimes, what we secretly do, honestly, is compare ourselves, right? We say, well, I'm not fill in the blank. And I really believe that each of us are obviously unique, but bigger than that, the concept of being able to get people to do what you need them to do to take some action is when you own that uniqueness. And so I developed something called the Pitch Persona Quiz. It's about 7 questions, and I actually would love for you guys to take it because it's going to fall out where you will be one of 4 personas. I'm going to describe those personas in a minute, but for now, I want you guys to do this assessment. It's very, very simple. And I want you, when you answer these questions, to really think about how you are being in a business scenario. Because truth be told, we act differently usually in our family, friend circles than we do in business ones. So this is specific. I want to make sure that you are answering this to the best of your ability, as honestly as you can, on how you act or react in a selling, pitching conversation for business, okay? There are 4 statements that go with each question, and you're gonna circle the one that most mimics you most of the time. The truth is, all of them are gonna fit, but I want you to go with the one that you believe fits best. And also maybe even, and I tell people this, what other people may say that really fits you. You know, sometimes we're just in denial. We just are. We really are. And what's going to happen, I don't know how many I have. So for my business partners, I'm going to give you guys one sheet, but you can still take it separately. Is that okay? Awesome. I appreciate that. Just so I make sure I have enough for everybody. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. And after I pull in the answers, as in what you guys are, if you think you're another one, that's fine too. And I'm going to talk about what these personas are in just a second. Perfect, perfect. You guys, do you mind? Great. All right, so go ahead and go through those 7 questions for me. I'm going to circle 1, A, B, C, or D, that most fits for you in a business situation. So I'm going to give you just about 3 minutes to finish that. I know you will. Choose one. Rock, paper, scissors, any, mini, miny, mo. Which one you think most often merits you? Because you will. You'll sense more than one, and that's fair. Once you've answered them all, I want you to tally. You see at the very bottom, A, B, C, and D. I want you to add up all the A's, all the B's, all the C's, and all the D's. Okay? That's going to be your next step. I see some of you guys blowing through this pretty swiftly.
Ask family on some of these questions.
Say it again? Ask family?
They not want to ask the family on
Oh
some of
yeah,
these
no,
questions.
you know what's funny? I'll often, especially with husband-wife teams, they're like, I don't want my wife seeing this, I don't want them to answer that. You know, it's very common, because they'll know right away. Whether you agree or not, they will answer right away. All right, so have we gotten some tallies? Have we gotten some tallies for A, B, C, and D? Perfect, perfect. So how many of you need a little bit extra time? Just say yes, yes. Okay. All right. You're trying to be really honest. You know, it's usually the first gut answer. It's the first gut answer most of the time. Oh dear. So someone's denying the truth. I take it. We won't name names. We're not going to do it. Okay. Let's get through. All right. So while you guys are finishing that and adding all of your letters, I'm going to ask you guys to kind of move around a little bit. For those that find themselves, and I'm going to do this for the camera purposes, for those of you who find yourself A, you had the most answers, right? When you tallied everything up, A has the largest number. I want you to come and stand here in this area. Congregate here. If A, you had the most answers that mimic A. A had the largest number. If B, the letter B, had the most answers, that was most of your choices, I want you to come here. I want you to come here. If B had the greatest number of answers. C, I want you to come here. C, I want you to come here.
My B and D were the same.
B and D? B and
D.
And D. Oh, that's interesting.
Should I go?
Oh, I so get that.
And my
choose one, and I'll call on you.
And my C and D was tied as well.
Yeah. Choose choose one. Choose one, and I promise once I talk about what the letters mean, you'll know which one you really. This is C. Yeah, that's B. This is A. This is C. Yes? Okay. Perfect. And D is in center. Here's D. And there's a reason for it. If you like, it's up to you. So I've got my A's, my B's, C's, and D's. Interesting. Interesting. All right. So I'm going to start with the A's, right? So first off, help me to know what you guys are really thinking about relative to what, it obviously came out in the information, but which questions really spoke to you? You were like, yeah, I know that's me. This is.
When it comes to preparing for a kid's most likely age, be patient with complications.
Okay, you were like, all right, okay, what it says, that's me. Got it. Got it. So A's, and remember, these are 4 pitch personas that I developed. They're based off of sea animals. I'm an animal lover, except cats. But I like all the other animals, okay? And in this case, I thought and chose sea creatures because they're kind of cool, right? There's so much we can learn about them. So A's actually represent the sharks. They do. They represent the sharks. And let me talk to you about the sharks, especially in these situations, right? Sharks are the ones that just want to go in for the detail. Honestly, sharks rarely really want to kind of talk about how you're doing, what's going on with you. They don't like the small talk most of the time, right? They really want to get to it. They're most often, not always, but most often really comfortable with numbers. They're comfortable with negotiating. You don't want a shark to come into the room if you're kind of unsure of how much you want to spend, because they will get you to spend more and stay longer every single time. That's just kind of how cunning they are, right? I mean, that's what a shark is, right? It's cunning, kind of goes for blood, it's fast, and that is often how the shark acts, especially in a conversation, a selling conversation. Do you guys still feel this represents you? Yeah? And then, see, they won't say a lot. They'll just be like, yeah. And that's all they'll say. Watch how this changes as we walk along. You said something. I wanted to.
I said, yeah, it reflects me except for the numbers. I don't even want to be bothered with that.
And that's fair. That's fair. Because again, you've got, even within each persona, you've kind of got different extremes, right? Which is why, again, we will find ourselves in more than one, absolutely, but there's usually a default. And the default can happen based off the situation, based off of our comfort level. But again, most of us, there's a certain personality that comes into it. And again, in selling conversations, for sure, okay? So that's the sharks, and that's our A. Where's my B group again?
Over here.
Oh, got it. So these represent dolphins. Who does not love dolphins? I mean, seriously, right? Everybody loves dolphins. Dolphins are all about emoting, right? They're connectors. They understand how to talk to people. They understand how to get people involved. And they really understand how to get people to talk and reveal information. So I'm curious, what about the B did you guys really kind of think about? I'm curious, what were some of the...
I think for number one,
yes.
Talk about the product and service relative to the look and the feeling.
Yes. Okay.
For me, I like the think and creative part.
Got it.
And then for me, it was more of a good listener and supporter.
Got it. Here's what's interesting about dolphins. Dolphins often will get people to talk a whole lot, or they'll talk a whole lot, but dolphins sometimes never get to close, right? They never get to the point where they're asking for money. It's like, because they're just talking and they just want to keep going through information, right? It's like, by the time it's done, you know about the person's family, you know about their husband's family, you know about everything going on, and you're like, man, I forgot to sell him something. Wow, that didn't happen. Or you want to explain, and you often like working alone. Do you guys find that? Very much loners, kind of independent. Although you want to be around people, sometimes you kind of want to think and get creative alone, but then you use people to really kind of give you energy. And that's very common in this. Again, different extremes, but this is the dolphin, all right? And that's our B group. Where's my C group?
Right here.
Interesting. Okay, okay. So my C group is represented by the seal, but I'm curious, what is it that got you guys thinking, yes, this is me? What were there specific questions? Okay, what does it say?
Actually, it was anyone who knows you would say that most of the time you're warm, friendly, and a real talker. I've been loquacious from day one.
Okay, got it. That's good.
Seeking harmony and enjoying making people happy.
Okay. Seeking harmony, got it, got it. Anything else? What else? The harmony, got it. So we all know about seals, right? You go to any zoo, any water park, you hear these things before you see them, right? They're the noise makers, they are. And not just any noise makers, they are the funny people, they're comedic, and most often they're the ones that can get away with kind of the sideline jokes, and people actually like them, right? And they like people. Seals need to be around people. Dolphins like to, seals need to. You get what I mean? Is that fair?
Yeah.
Like sincerely, like you're not as independent as the dolphin, and by independent I mean you get your energy from other people, but most dolphins get their energy alone. They get some from people, but it's to a certain point, and then they're ready to kind of, okay, great, love you all, bye, right? So that is the difference. And when it comes to selling, seals, the biggest piece is that you can be charismatic and you can get people's attention and you get them to love you. But you've got to also get comfortable with getting to the business part, right? The numbers, the negotiation, talking about what matters to the other person. There's a great opportunity for you to get them pulled in, but you want to keep them engaged by going to that final piece. And my last group is the D group. These are penguins. I hope this looks like a penguin, right?
No.
Mark looks like it's not a penguin. Well, it's going to be a penguin today. It's going to be a penguin today. What is it about this particular deal that, or what questions spoke to you, and said, yeah, this is me?
I like getting extra information and don't mind interpreting large amounts of data.
Uh-huh.
Through the information or data and organize it.
Yes.
Because I naturally work in accounting. So
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay.
And mine was number 7, relying on a punch, strong with your gut.
Yes.
I do a lot with my gut.
Okay. Okay.
Big on, I have 5, I call it 5s. I know within seconds if you and I or me and whoever are going to pick, I know what type of person you are, and I'm always right.
Got it. Got it. And you make those assessments really quick. Okay.
it's the same with me with the information.
The data.
So organize the time, meetings.
Absolutely.
My background is in industry.
Oh,
So I
yes.
use a lot of data.
Got it. So you guys know the penguins. I mean, when you see a penguin, it looks like they have on a little tuxedo. Do they not look incredibly educated, right? Okay. Penguins love information, sometimes to an extreme, but the penguin will ask amazing questions. So they engage a prospect in a different way. The challenge is the penguin will need more information for eternity. There is never enough information. They don't really want to make a decision early because they're like, I need more information, or they want more structure, or they really, really want more details, right? Is that fair? Yeah? Penguins are often very quiet, and people think they're cold and not very conversational, but the truth is they're just thinking so much, right? There is a gear that is running 24/7 in the brain of the penguin. And so in a pitch situation, it's good because they are assessing the other person. They're really trying to figure out. The challenge is penguins often will not always get it right. They're like, this person isn't going to buy. They are wasting my time. This funder is not really interested. They didn't like me. And really, that's not it at all. Because we are so trained, and I say we, because yes, I am the recovering penguin. I am. Well, I'm a kind of a Dolphin. Yeah, was that the, yeah. Because, you know, there is the ability sometimes to connect with people, and then it's like, great, wonderful, I got a lot of information, let me process, right? So these are all of the pieces, ladies and gentlemen, and when we think about pitching, which one of these personas do you believe is the stronger pitcher? You guys say the Sharks? Of course, the Sharks are going to say the Sharks. No, that's not right. The introspective dolphins over here. You guys are the most introspective dolphins I've ever seen. I've done this so many times. I think there's a coup going on in the dolphins. Oh, gosh. So which ones? I've heard seals. I said the Sharks. Of course. Okay. And of course the seals, they use their normal natural influence like, wait a minute, no, it can't be the shark.
Can we combine animals? We have like a seal shark combination. And we have the and less shark tactic.
No, the penguins aren't saying anything, they're secretly they think they're better and smarter, so they're just like, let them think what they're doing. So here's the truth, ladies and gentlemen, there is no one persona that is better than you have to put all of these together into one to have, honestly, there are strengths and clearly challenges in each and every one. And the reason I wanted you guys to identify what your default was is because you're going to use that same information when we work together. I want to make sure I'm extracting the strengths, especially when we get into delivery, when we get into what kinds of content you share. Yes, you've got to be comfortable with the gambit, but let me give you an example. This happened literally just 2 weeks ago. I was working, her name is Sarah, and Sarah has a pet pampering business, right? You know, she does boarding, she does dog walking, and she was preparing for a funding pitch. Well, as you can imagine, Sarah, she was actually a dolphin. I mean, honestly, when Sarah showed up to my session, she said, it's all about the puppies and love. And I said, okay. So I got into it more experience. But she was, I mean, she was just a happy, giddy person. She loved dogs, she loved puppies. And I'm thinking, she's about to pitch some investors. I'm very nervous right now, right? And she had developed her first draft of her pitch in a very funding way. I mean, she went into, here is what we're looking for as far as the amount. This is the ROI. Here's the amount of investment we're going to put into it. And I remember thinking, how do you feel about this, Sarah? She's like, I feel second. I said, yeah, that's what it sounded like and it looked like, because I was being honest. And it wasn't that she wasn't comfortable with the numbers, but she got into a level and depth that did not match and mesh the bigger feel and culture of her company. So we really had to play with this. We had to pull out the things that were natural for her while still delivering the quality information for the people that we knew would be listening. And so we knew we're going to identify the key pieces, the metrics for the numbers, but we're not going to get into ROI, because if they ask one question on it, you're going to die up there, sweetie. And she's like, I know I will. And so we really did have to look at it from her persona, still covering what was needed, but we wanted to keep it in the vein of who she was, right? And when she did, there were probably about 30 people that were all pitching. Every group then kind of had a little mini competition. It got narrowed down to, from the 30, it got narrowed down to 4, then it got narrowed down to 2, and she made the final cut. She made the final cut. So a lot of it was she understood finally how to stay in that vein, but still be credible. Because again, it's not about not sounding like you know what you're talking about. It's about owning the lane and still being able to speak it in that language, right? The language of your listeners and your natural language as well. So that's what we're going to be doing. So you guys are good sports. Thank you so much.
Question.
Yes, sir.
A, B, C, D. What the hell is Mr. Norris? Is there E for him here over here?
He was the only one at the table. That's right. It was an E. It was an E.
I was taking notes.
Keep her honest.
That's you though.
And
You
I'm
got
honest.
it.
You know what? You know what?
Thank you. I'll-
Right.
that whole thing was like,
Just
both
like
of us.
chart. So ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have for this evening. You will be hearing from me. I use a few different methods of communication, okay? Just to let you know. First and foremost, email will be the primary method that I use. So I want to make sure you guys are checking that at least once a week. But I also will send voicemail messages that are recorded messages, by the way, right? Okay, so don't say, hello, Desiree. It's a recorded message. I will tell you. Sometimes it's a one-on-one, personalized one. But just to make sure everybody is getting whatever's coming up, be it an assignment that's coming up due, be it a lesson that's coming up due. And then finally, of course, like I said, I will personally give you calls just to kind of see where things are going, check in on you. You'll get emails from myself or from my assistant. They're all going to be at the @VentureWalk, but every message in the subject will have GDTV in brackets. So you will know it's not spam, or check your spam, because initially sometimes you got to just make sure our emails are set up, but it will always have the Getting Down to Business GDTV in brackets in every subject line with any communication that I'm sending to you, all right? So I cannot wait to work with all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Desiree. All right, couple reminders, the spreadsheet, everyone's data, is that going around?
It's here.
Is everyone's, all right. No, not for it. Okay. Savings, I want to remind everybody, savings account, next 2 weeks, try to open your savings account. And then send me your account information, your account number. If I'll ask for it, feel free to send it to me. If I send you an email, it may be encrypted because I don't want you to get caught in our system where I can't physically ask for your account number to have account number in an email. You can send me your information, okay? Savings account. Mentors, again, let Mike know where you have issues or where you want some help. If you can't get with him today, make sure you email him, but Mike is still here at the meeting. So make sure you talk to Mike about where you may need help. And he and Terry will work together in assigning mentors to each one of you. Any questions? A lot of information today, so a lot of stuff to digest, but I'm asking for questions before we adjourn for the day. Yes.
I guess when I was asking a question earlier, when he asked what was the difference between school and the small business. So if you have a counselor with the small business, with the Chamber of Commerce, that does not account the same for?
That's totally different, right?
Totally different, okay.
That's totally different. All right. Totally different. All right. Any questions?
Yeah, I have a question for Mike, but I agree with him.
Mike?
Yeah, it's pretty, but
Yes, sir.
But let everybody hear your question to my.
What it has to do with workers' compensation. Could you cover something like that? In that line?
Let's talk after.
Okay.
Introduce through here.
Okay.
Next class is in 2 weeks.
Sorry, you want our banking information via your email?
Yes, send me an email. Please put your account number, your name, your account number. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
While I have everyone's attention, on the accounts, make sure that however you have your business set up, any partners that you have, when you come to open the account, we're going to need both partners there with you. If it's just you, then just you is going to be fine. But if you have a partner or another signer that you want to be on that account, we're going to need all individuals present so that we can capture all signatures at the time that we open the account. So just make sure that whoever's going to be on the business, we need everyone there at that time.
Evaluation. Every class you will have an evaluation. Yeah, I really know that. But we want to hear from you as far as the content and what was delivered to you guys, if it was done in a good manner or not. But we take these seriously, so we want you guys to give some feedback about today's presentation. You can notice my name is on there, so it better be good.
And I was taking up your
Yeah, trying to help them out.
And also make sure I get these forms as well. Gotta get all these. I didn't do it. Next class. Perfect. Next class is September 3rd. Next class is September 3rd. Understand your credit reports, personal and business. We're gonna have someone here from Money Management International talk about your personal credit. And you will also at that point set up an appointment to meet with your Money Management International counselor. The objective is you meet with your money management counselor after this class and before the October 1st class, September 17th class. We pull your credit report. Well, they pull your credit report. I've never seen the information. They pull your credit report and they counsel you on your credit history. And then they put a plan together to better your credit over the next 7 to 8 month period. At the end of the period, they pull another credit report. They want to see that growth. So your score is 650 today. We want it to be 675, 700 in 8 months. And you don't want to go down, we want to go up. So they're going to put a plan together to help you with your personal credit. You may not have issues with your credit. You could have issues with monthly debt. You could have issues with something else. But they will help you with your credit as much as needed. And there's also someone's going to talk to you about business credit. It's personal and business credit is something totally different. And how do you obtain credit for your business? We'll learn about that. I have a guy coming in from New Orleans, matter of fact, named Norman Roussel, who wrote a book on business credit. He will be here with this book to work with you guys on business credit. Okay? And bring my New Orleans book with me. Flavor taste it.
We've got some excellent help here in Dallas also. Right. There's not one person from Dallas that can get you together.
Any other questions before we adjourn? Give Lucas his papers, give me the signed form, to leave the evals there. I'll pick up the evals. See you in 2 weeks with your counsel.
Awesome.